Hello everyone, in this video, I will show you about Asus Zanbook 15 OLED for gaming phone. And please follow and subscribe to my channel to get more video. The most recent form of the Asus Zanbook 15 OLED Slim and Light seems to be another very much estimated featherweight champ, pressing in a heavenly OLED show as well as one of AMD's most recent Ryzen 7 central processors. The U in the Ryzen 7 7735U lets us know this is one of AMD's more power-effective chips, with 8 Zen 3 Plus centers running 16 strings, and a RDNA 2 GPU with 12 CS to deal with the illustrations. With a 50 MHz lift over the old Ryzen 7 6800U, this is an interesting processor for meager and light gadgets, and Asus has fitted inside a fairly wonderful lightweight frame. On the off chance that you're on the chase after a big screen ultra-portable, would it be a good idea for you to toss your cash Asus direction? Design and keyboard. Slimline design gives you a 15.6 inches screen and a lightweight 1.4 kilograms body. Wide touchpad and incredible keyboard with an agreeable, light activity, solid arrangement of associations, alongside Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6E. The Zanbook's meager and light qualifications are undeniably shut. It gauges only 355 x 226 mm and is just 15.8 mm thick at its thickest point. At simply a hair over 1.4 kilograms, it's lighter than Dell's comparable XPS 15 or the 14 inches Samsung Galaxy Book 3 Pro. The form is all aluminum, bar the slimline bezel around the screen, and my test showed up in a getting contemplate blue completion, which is best portrayed as a matte and close dark. Aluminum isn't any assurance of solidarity. However, Asus understands how it's doing the Zanbook line, and there's no unnecessary flex in the base, and just a bit in the event that you apply strain to the edges of the top. The pivot extends across the greater part of the width, and feels smooth yet amazingly strong. The base is smooth, with the vents terminating downwards. And the main thing that damages the image is a few shockingly harsh edges, where the aluminum plate of the keyboard and compass folds over the base plate on one or the other side. These don't influence solace, yet you can feel them assuming you're hauling the Zanbook around. The greater part of the network is on the right-hand edge, with one USB 3.2 Gen 2 Sort C, one USB 4.0 Gen 3 Sort C, a 3.5mm sound attachment, and a HDMI 2.1 out, except if you truly need Thunderclap 4. That ought to cover all your fundamental requirements, and there's a solitary USB 3.2 Gen 1 sort of port on the left-hand edge for dongles, and something like that. With Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3, remote network is similarly forefront as you would need. One of the huge upsides of a 15 inches ultra-portable over the more modest, lighter 13 and 14 inches models is that you get space for a regular keyboard, and a greater touchpad as well. So it goes with the Zanbook 15 OLED. I could object about the somewhat little shift and control keys on the left-hand side or the split hash divided by enter key, yet the design takes scarcely any becoming accustomed to. And the activity's truly agreeable too. It's not precisely fresh or clicky, yet keys have several millimeters of movement and take barely sufficient strain to activate, prior to quickly returning at speed. I spent a seriously decent couple of days composing with the Zanbook 15 OLED, and I will miss the keyboard when it's no more. The touchpad is more extensive than the standard, at generally 129mm and 7.5mm profound. It has a fine, lustrous perfection, and works effectively of following movement and motions, which is significant on a laptop that you might be utilizing progressing without a mouse to hand. Screen, 15.6 inches size and 2880x1602 goal. OLED board goes splendid and punchy, with close 100% DCI-P3 inclusion. Sound has surprisingly weight and profundity. Assuming the design and development are great, it's the screen that is the superstar. The 15.6-inch 120Hz OLED board has an odd 2880x1602 goal. That is simply above QHD, meaning text and pictures look inconceivably sharp. It's splendid, with a most extreme 395.8 nits, and it covers 100% of sRGB and 99.7% of DCI-P3. Likewise with all OLEDs, blacks are entirely dark, prompting crazy infinity. 1 levels of difference, and tones are as punchy as on an OLED television, luxuriously immersed, without looking counterfeit. What this implies is that the Zanbook 15 OLED is a treat for sitting in front of the programs and films, especially anything with a brilliant variety range, loads of detail and striking utilization of HDR. Trailers for The Glimmer and Bugman Across the Spider section look dynamite, while I watched an astonishing measure of John Wick 3 gushing in UHD. The main thing to keep an eye out for is that the splendor appears to move at times, probably because of some type of video processing, as versatile brilliance was switched off. with some satisfied. This was a piece diverting, especially in the calmer scenes of Fundamental, when I halted to watch a lump of that running on YouTube in the Edge program. Generally, however, this isn't an issue, and it didn't manifest while streaming Netflix or messing around. The other thing that helps make the Zanbook an extraordinary performer is the shockingly successful sound. You won't have any desire to discard your streaming speaker, however there's a lot of weight and profundity here. Also some vivid sound system and pseudo-encompass impacts. Over the screen sits a webcam, complete with 3D catch for Windows High. Picture quality is generally magnificent, catching elevated degrees of detail with regular tones and an even openness. Windows High sign-in is fast and near immaculate, marking me in with scarcely a hiccup during testing. Performance. Ryzen 7 central processor conveys incredible performance for ordinary and inventive applications. Enough GPU drive to run games at low to medium detail settings. You'll in any case require a committed GPU to hit 60 FPS frame rates. Cooperated with 16 GB of double-channel LPDDR5 RAM and a 512GB PCIe 4 SSD, the Ryzen 7 7735U ends up being one more capable and flexible entertainer, with somewhat more speed than the old Ryzen 7 6800U and a greater number of GPU strength than the same Intel processors. While the Zanbook appears to have an effective cooling framework, it can get clearly when the computer processor is being pushed hard, hitting a seriously hard, whistling note while running the above games. It's to be expected or horrendous in such manner, but rather on the off chance that you're utilized to a close quiet laptop, it could come as a shock. Battery. Anticipate that nearby should 8 hours of purpose assuming you turn the splendor down. Keep it turned up, and you can in any case get almost 7 hours of video real time. Asus has crammed a 67-watt battery inside the undercarriage, and the subsequent battery duration is very noteworthy for a 15.6 inches gadget. PC Imprint 10's advanced office benchmark wore the battery out in 8 hours and 48 minutes, beating the Dell XPS 15 and stablemate, the Asus Zanbook Pro 14 OLED. On the off chance that you're watching video with the brilliance turned up, you're checking out at approximately 6 hours and 50 minutes. We've seen better battery duration from some big screen PCs, similar to the LG Gram 16. However, there's still sufficient here to help you through a strong working day. I'm likewise satisfied to see Asus providing a USB-C PD charger instead of some proprietary connector. More producers ought to stick to this same pattern. Finally, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And please let me know what is your good laptop. I will review for you for the next video. Thanks, and see you again next time.